Welcome, everyone. Tonight is Thursday, February 16th. This is our monthly Board of Directors ASCA meeting. Present today, we have Ann, Carol, Donna, Gina, Jan, Liz, Rick, and Susan. Absent today is Denise Krillman. She wasn't able to be with us. So firstly on the agenda is we have the January 2023 Treasury Report. And that would be Jan.
I want to remind all our members that if you go to your portal, go to the members only section, usually within 3 or 4 days, Heidi has all this information posted for our finances. I want to let everyone know that the Financial Advisory Committee has been seated and they have been reviewing financials and helping us to consider ways to increase income and get our reserves up again to the way they were. The committee has been working really hard, looking at numbers, reviewing the inventive transaction, reviewing the books as well. The vote is now done that we're pausing inventive until we have an IT group in play so that we have an advisory group when it comes to our computer programming. And we are working on a roadmap with that group of people so that this situation will not happen again, and trying to make things more available to the membership by having this on the recordings. Nationals is definitely still on track, and hopefully that'll be a topic for tonight's meeting. You will be able to see the beginning and ending balance on the website. We have paid our outstanding bills. We have paid to Inventive, taking our numbers down somewhat. The number to Inventive is $103,996.56. Looking at all our revenues that are coming in, everything is holding the same. Expenses are going up in areas like printing and postage, and those areas which are some areas that we're concerned about. There's areas of our registry that has been brought to our attention by Sarah and the group that haven't been increased, so the board will be looking at those. And I have the profit and loss statement is available, and if any of the board of directors have any questions on specific items, I can try to answer those or check back with Sarah if I don't have the answers.
Thank you, Jan. Directors, any comments? Okay, with no comments, we will go to the next order of business, which is last month's email.
We need a motion, Rick.
I make a motion
move to approve the treasurer's report as submitted. This is Susan. Sorry, Donna.
It's okay. I'll second it. This is Donna.
Okay, thank you, guys. Susan makes a motion to approve the treasury report. Donna seconds. Any further comments? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
I will abstain because I prepared it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jan. Okay, so that motion passes. So now we'll go to the next item on the agenda, and that's last month's email business.
This is Ann. I make a motion to ratify all business conducted over email last month.
I'll
Thank you,
second
Ann.
it. This Jan.
Jan, second. Any comments on that? Okay, so we have a motion by Ann and a second by Jan to approve last month's email business. I'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, that motion is approved. Next on the agenda will be the system liaison report. And that will be to you, Jan.
We have paused Inventive, so there's no real report. The membership should know that. That means there's no changes to the portal happening. So we are just stopped until we get the IT team in place. Thanks, that's it.
Any comments for Jan? Directors?
This is
Okay.
Carol. I have a question.
Go ahead, Carol.
I was just wondering, so I know that we've paused to work with Inventive, but if there's a bug, a snag, or is someone addressing that still?
I think Heidi is still monitoring the support, and that's all I know of.
Carol, I can answer that question, and the answer is no. There's no work being done by Inventive on our system at this time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions?
This is Ann. When the IT committee gets up to speed, would it be a possibility that they could do the work that we were paying Inventive to do? Maybe not all of it, but some of it. Is that a possibility?
Jan, would you like to answer that? Would you like me to?
Why don't you go ahead and answer it?
Okay. Ann, thank you for your question. It's always possible, but this is, it takes a special skill and to be able to develop code. So at this time, we do not know what skills we actually have until this IT committee gets up and running, until we can see where we're at. But I'm not sure we have that individual on board, but I'm hoping if we don't, that they will have some information that can get us to the right person, that so we can try to save a little money with some of these updates. I'm not sure it's possible just yet, but I do know that we have to pay down our past due Inventive bills before we can start back with Inventive. Any other comments? So I would like to just say that just because we have paused Inventive, that doesn't mean that Jan, myself, Susan are not looking for other ways to address some of our issues. Yes, we have paused, but we are still working on some ideals. We don't have a lot of information right at this moment. I am talking to some individuals, but I don't really have anything solid. So there's no use me bringing it up just yet. But we are still addressing the issue. We're just not doing work with Inventive right now. Anything else for Jan? Okay, so we'll we'll move on to the 2023 Nationals budget. Donna, I believe this is yours.
Yes, so the committee's been working hard on the budget for nationals to find ways that we can trim it down, but still they're doing a great job making sure that we have a really good nationals and a really successful nationals. So I sent that out to everybody last week, and I'm sure you've all had a chance to look it over. So at this time, I would like to make a motion to accept the 2023 Nationals budget as it was posted.
I'll second it. It's Jan.
Okay, so we have a motion by Donna and a second by Jan. I'm going to go down the list and see if there's any comments. And I will. Let's see. I'll start with you, Ann.
Okay. Yeah, I think that we've worked really hard to get this together, and I, as I mentioned in one of our emails going back and forth, that I really appreciate all the work that Laura has done, going back and forth, listening to us, listening to the membership, and getting a budget that is will work for everyone. I appreciate it, and I think it's going to be a great nationals. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Ann. Carol, do you have any comments?
I don't have any specific comments other than to say I would also like to thank Laura for all of her hard work of getting this to come together. And I agree with Ann. I think it's going to be a great nationals, and I look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. Donna, I will skip you. Gina, any comments?
I have nothing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Gina. Jan?
I appreciate all the hard work that she did to get to the budget, and look forward to seeing everybody come and participate in Texas. Thanks.
Thank you, Jan. Liz?
I don't have much of a comment except to thank Donna and the committee for all the work that they did, and for them to actually look at the suggestions that the directors sent and consider them carefully, and to finally come up with this budget. So thanks.
Thanks, Liz. Susan?
Thank you. Yeah, I know how many hours Laura puts into this, so appreciate her being willing to take this on. And I have no further comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. So I have one comment. Judges' expenses are through the roof anyway, and we really have to be careful. I noticed an increase in one of our stock dog finals judges. It went from $300 or $400 to $1,300. And that was Judge Martin Walter. Donna, do you have any information on that and why his flight is, isn't he in Alabama?
No, I do. I'm sorry, I should have given you that information. Laura did send that to me. He has moved to Europe, so his flight went up.
Okay, so when he accepted the assignment, he was in Alabama, correct?
That is correct.
That was just a comment I had. Donna, I'll send it back to you. Do you have any further information or before we vote?
I do not.
Okay, thank you. So we had a motion from Donna to accept the 2023 ASCA Nationals budget. If no other comments, I'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
This
Okay,
is
thank you.
Susan. I will abstain. Rick, did you get that? I will abstain since I'm the accounting chair for the national specialty. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Susan. So we'll go to the next item, and that's the 2024 Nationals and Finals judges. Gina,
Okay, I thought we had already voted on the judges before. Doc Dog, let's see, nationals and finals. Well, do we have the judges? I'm not sure if I have that information. I have the chairs and who the chairs are, and we updated the committee, but that's, I think, all I have.
The list of judges is in the drive.
Oh,
The
okay.
finals judges have been presented. Denise just sent it to me today.
Oh.
And some of it's incorrect.
Great. Well, she never sent it to me, so I mean, I can read what's in the drive and you can tell me what's incorrect or.
I just sent it to you, Gina. I don't know if you've got it yet, but I sent it
Well,
to you.
I'm looking in the drive.
Okay, this is what Denise sent me.
So I have, it said national judges, but it says agility. Okay, finals judge for agility is Richard Pittman. Stock dog finals judges are Joan Carrillo, Devonna Pierce, John Nepper. Confirmation finals is Shelley Holland, Kelly Sweeney, and Brandy Greenhagen. Raleigh finals is Kathy Howes. Obedience finals is Janice Dirth and Heidi Iverson.
Would you like me to correct what needs correcting?
Yeah, if Denise just sent that today, then why is it being corrected? I mean, does she have that info?
He doesn't have the correct info. I mean, the obedience finals judges are correct. She was sent the obedience nationals judges.
Okay,
and the,
well, nationals isn't on here.
Right, but Denise was sent that yesterday, and the Rally Nationals and Finals judges were picked live on Facebook.
Right. So I'm only giving the finals. I'm not giving nationals because we don't have the full slate yet.
Okay, so the
So
Rally.
what I read, right? What I read is correct then, right? The finals judge for Rally is Kathy Howes.
No. The two Rally Finals judges are Betsy Coleman and Ann McCabe. The two Rally National judges are Kathy House and Lori Rubin.
Okay, well, I'll get with Denise on that. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we want to make a motion to pass some of this?
Well, we can. Yeah, I move to pass or to approve the judges that I just read. If anybody wants to second it. With the correction of Betsy Coleman and Ann McCabe for Raleigh.
Can we separate the Rally vote from the other ones?
You want to go through each one?
No, but I need to abstain from the Rally vote.
Okay. So I move to approve, let me see, let me get that page again. Okay, finals judge for agility, Richard Pittman. Stock dog finals judges, Joan Carrillo, Devonna Pierce, John Nepper. Confirmation finals, Shelley Holland, Kelly Sweeney, Brandy Greenhagen. Obedience finals, Janice Dirth and Heidi Iverson. Is there a second?
This is Pearl, I'll second it.
Okay, thank you, Gina, for the motion, and Carol, second. Calla, did you get all of that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I'm not. Calla, did you reply? Did you say anything?
Yep, I got those down.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Okay, so we'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, so that motion passes. Gina, would you like to do the rally?
Okay, I move to approve for finals judges Betsy Coleman and Ann McCabe.
Second,
This is Carol. I'll second it.
Okay, so we have a motion by Gina, a second by Carol. There's no other discussion. We'll call a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions?
This is Ann. I abstain.
Thank you, Ann. Okay, so moving on, the next order of business is accepting scanned documents. I asked Calla to put this on the list to get some discussion from the board and a possible motion. With the ASCA's user portal not allowing online registration for dogs or puppies, I wanted to ask the board's opinion. Would you allow scanned copies to be sent to the office so these dogs to be registered in a timely manner? Because some of these people are trying to make shows and to enter, and they're unable to do it because of mostly European folks, because of the time frame of mailing the paper documents to ASCA approving them, and then sending them back. So I wanted some discussion on this to see if we could not allow the acceptance of scanned documents. Ann, do you have a comment on that?
I think it's a wonderful idea. I think now, I remember previously with the dinosaur computer system we had before, that it was really difficult for the office to find documents like sent with an email, and so that was their hesitation. That was my understanding, that was their hesitation to accept these things. But I think now that we're up to Windows 10, that we actually have working computers, that I think it would be so much easier that the email, the registration attachment is right there, and they can see it and get the information, and it's a PDF. It is right in front of them as if it was a piece of paper in front of them, and I don't see any issue with that. And I absolutely think that if the office thinks that they can do it, that we absolutely should do it. Get these dogs registered. Thank you.
Thank you, Ann. Carol?
I think it's fine if we allow scanned documents, especially for the people in Europe. I think it will expedite things, so I'm all in favor. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. Donna?
Yes, I think that with the portal down, and as long as the office thinks it's okay with the logistics of it, I think we should definitely do it.
Thank you, Donna. Gina?
I have nothing to add.
Thank you, Gina. Jan?
I'd like to make a motion that we allow scanned documents while the portal is down so that our members can get their puppies registered quickly.
Thank you, Jan.
Actually, the portal's not down. It's just that the registration's not available.
This is Carol. I'd second that motion.
Okay. Thank you, Carol. Liz?
Second.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea, but I just have a question. Have we figured out how payments are going to be made?
Please correct that wording.
Liz, I
Yeah.
think the way payments are going to be made is how any of our payments are done right now. It's not the way we intend it to be.
Yeah.
But the payments will be, payment information will be sent to the office, and all payment information after credit card is run will be redacted from that piece of paper. I personally feel like that we might want to look at getting a lock box for this type of information to be scanned. So that's something to think about. But unfortunately, where we're at now, payment's going to have to continue like it is.
Yeah. And the Europeans can still pay, yeah? I always get a little confused about what they can and can't do. That's why I'm asking.
Sure.
Is with their rules.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah. Yeah, but I am in favor of this. I mean, there's no reason why we shouldn't do it if the office is okay with it. I think this is an expedited way to get those registrations in. So I'm all good with it. Thanks.
Thank you, Liz. Susan?
Okay, so I have a question, and I have not asked this before. So once these registrations are emailed in and we register the dog, how is the owner going to obtain that registration ID number? Are we going to then email them that E or N number back to the owner of the dog? Or are we still in the process of printing that registration card and sending it to them? If it's in an expedited form, it would only make sense that we would email that registration ID number back to them. And the other part of that is currently, even if it's an online registration, there's a folder created for that dog with that E number. Are we going to be printing out these registrations that are coming in via scan and then continuing with the storage of those files on those dogs? Just two questions that I wanted to ask.
Yeah, two good questions. Thank you. I don't know the answer to that, Susan. To me, I would think the best action would be for the office to, once the dog or puppy has been registered, to email that registration number to the owner.
That's
And
actually what happens.
Yeah, and then they mail the
That's
registration.
That's exactly what happened. I just registered my puppy this summer, and I happened to mail in the registration, but let's just say I emailed it, and I got an email. Here's my dog's registry number, a PDF of her pedigree, because I got that, but I had her number, and then in whatever week or so later, I got her reg paper in the mail. So that's exactly what happened. They do that now.
Yeah.
As soon as they get it and process it, I got her number.
Yeah, they have done this for a while, emailing the numbers, because I know many people have gotten the numbers that way. So I wouldn't be surprised that that's the way they'll do it now.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
And you should be able to go to your portal as well and watch your portal and see that new puppy or new dog pop up with all the information there once it's registered. Susan, are you good with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that. It's still, it is a question. Are they going to maintain the paper copy of the registration as they have in the past with a file for each registered dog? And that's not really here nor there with this part of the discussion. You know, we're worrying about the urgency of the owner receiving that registration number. So I think that I'm just thinking if we're headed to a paperless society, then, you know, let's look at, are we just going to hold all of those submitted registrations in a file in the cloud for any kind of retrieval search for that dog's papers in the future? Because, you know, in the past, we have pulled dogs files for that registration information. So it was just, you know, I'm thinking of how things were done previously. Thank you.
Hey, Susan, this is Liz. I would doubt very much if Ray would agree to not have a paper copy. So my guess is that when that email copy comes along, that scanned copy, they'll probably print it out and put it in a file. That would be my guess, knowing, you know, how how Ray likes to work these things.
I just thought it was worth asking. I thought it was worth investigating. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Liz. And I'll verify that, Susan, with Ray tomorrow. I'll get that answer for you. So,
Thank you.
yes, ma'am. With that being said, I would like to make a motion that in lieu of the ASCA portal not accepting registration of dogs and puppies at this time, that we allow our ASCA members to send in scanned documents of the registration application to the business office to be
Ray,
accepted.
I need a motion already.
There's a motion on the floor from Jan and a second from
Yeah,
Carol
Jan made a motion
regarding that.
already. Yeah.
Thanks, Jan. Thanks, Carol. So is there any other discussion? We'll call for a vote. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, great. Motion passes. Thank you, guys. Our last business for the open session is eliminating content from the Aussie Times. Ann, this is yours.
Yes, so after trying to eliminate the Aussie Times and the membership said no, and then when we posted financial difficulties, the membership is like, why don't you cancel the Aussie Times? So you can't please everyone, all the time. However, I noticed that in the Aussie Times, there are the minutes of the board meetings and the motions that have passed. And it's for a 2-month period, 2 to 3 month period. And all of that information has been live on the YouTube channel and in the secretary's report months before. It is redundant. Before, when there wasn't the internet, that was the only way that people knew how to would get that information. And publishing, as I said, there was just one, the letter which I wrote, which Calla posted, may seem a little odd for the first one, but Calla told me that her report from Nationals was 14 pages in the Aussie Times. And I did some math because I had talked to Cynthia about like cutting out these pages, and she was kind enough to get back to us with some numbers. And literally it was $1 an issue that those 14 pages cost. And we print almost 3,500 issues. And all of that information has, first of all, it has not even been printed. Yeah, like it's just coming out, and it's been available for 2 months. I looked through all of the governing documents of ASCA and found no policy, no rule in the bylaw, no rule whatsoever that the board minutes and motions that have passed must be published in the Aussie Times. Nothing whatsoever. Judges still need to be published. I think it'd be great if we keep the little Aussie News short little one-page secretary's report, but that's 1 or 2 pages as opposed to 9 or 14. And so I absolutely believe I searched backwards and forwards to make sure that eliminating this content would not violate any policy or bylaw, and it's not in there. So I think this would be so much more efficient. It would save us money every issue, and all of that information is available months before it is even in the Aussie Times. So that is what I investigated. That is what I found. And so ultimately, and this is what the other members can comment on, I would like to put forth a motion to eliminate publishing the board minutes and text of all motions passed each month from the Aussie Times. That's what I have. Thanks.
This is Jan. I'll second it.
Okay, so we have a motion by Ann and a second by Jan. I'd like to go around and get comments. Ann, I'll skip you. Carol?
I don't really have any further comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. Donna?
I do think, I don't have any comments, but I do think it's a good idea.
Okay. Thank you, Donna. Gina?
I have nothing to add. Thank you.
Thank you, Gina. Jan?
I have nothing to add either. I support the idea.
Okay. Liz?
I like the idea. Let's go for it. Thanks.
Thank you, Liz. Susan?
I have nothing to add. I support this.
And I support it as well. So, Ann, any other comments?
Well, I just think that based on the fact that we're 1 month out from, we're kind of in the middle and we're 1 month out from the March 15th deadline, I don't know when we would have an effective date. We could email Cynthia and see how much of the layout she has and whether cutting out what she has received would cause a lot of problems, or whether we would have to delay this until the next issue. I think that is the only thing would be an effective date, and that I think we wouldn't want to throw something at Cynthia that would cause any problems.
Okay, I agree. So maybe you could amend your motion stating that effective once Cynthia has approved an effective date that doesn't cause any harm or anybody's ability for the March issue.
Right. Well, I mean, we could just say that since everything's probably submitted, because I know Kyla's going to do her stuff, and I mean, we could say that it would become effective March 16th, which means that it wouldn't affect this issue. But if we want to get it started as soon as possible, we're still a month out from the deadline. So I would say that this motion will have the effective date of either immediately or March 16th after consultation with Cynthia on which would work better for her as editor of the Aussie Times to not cause her any more work.
Couldn't you just say at the earliest possible date, depending on the publishing process of the AT?
Yeah, that'll work. I mean, yeah, with consultation with, effective as early as possible after reviewing any publishing limitations given by Cynthia, the editor of the Aussie Times.
I'm sure Calla can word that so everybody understands. Hopefully it would be sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I mean, we're still a month out from the March 15th deadline, and I'm sure that Calla has given her the stuff from January already. But I will, heck, I'll email her tonight and see what she says.
Okay. Thank you, Ann. So we have a motion by Ann and a second by Jan to remove the board minutes and motions, previously passed motions in the Aussie Times. Any other discussion? Okay, if not, I'll call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion passes. So thank you, everybody. This was our last open session item for tonight. As always, if you have any questions, concerns, we would love to hear them. Always email Calla and she will get your questions to the board. So with that, we will see you guys next month. Thank you.